Hello and welcome to Smiling Souls. This is Stephanie Keenan Ray and Wendy T.
Hey, hello.
Hello, how are you today?
I am good, waiting for the next snowstorm.
Yes. Yeah, we got that happening.
Yeah, it always heads off your way. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's
And
okay.
so last night, I know you didn't get to go, but we had such a good time with the Gilmore Girls trivia,
Mm-hmm.
which is part of the Peaceful Pages Collective. It's our Just for Joy monthly activity. That's what it was last night. Oh my gosh. Had so much fun like being around other fans that like knew the stuff, that
Nice.
knew the backstories and knew why Kirk ended up butt naked first, ass first in a rose bush.
Wow, that's some knowledge there.
That's some knowledge. Yeah. So anyway, and for those of you that don't know,
She's a dork.
I am a dork.
She's a
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls dork. That's hilarious. I love that.
What about you, Steph?
Yeah, it's been an abundant week. Even with a cold, I started my 10-week program, and both sessions were great. It was kind of funny. Tuesday, I thought there was only going to be one person in the class because everybody was like, "Oh, I'll be at Thursdays." And the next thing I knew, 5 people were in the class. So I was like, "Yes!"
Love it when that happens.
Yeah. And yeah, so that was really great. And yeah, just trying to create some fun things that'll make people happy.
That's it. Shining our light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Individually, together. That's what we do.
Yep, exactly. And yeah, so yeah, today we have our Smiling Souls Heal the Light retreat.
Into the light.
Lean into the light.
Lean
Yes.
into the
Lean.
Whichever way you need to lean.
Yeah. And it's going to be really cool. We're going to have, talking about energy work. We're going to be talking about, stepping into your light and ways to do that. And Wendy will I'll lead a meditation and some journaling. And I'm going to do a creative session and some EFT tapping. And we've got Theta will be, channeling something, and
And Joanne.
Joanne is going to be talking about and we basically did this because of the heaviness in the world right now that is pulling people down. So Joanne Sorensen is going to be talking about ways that you can use your voice and in a peaceful way. I called her a freedom fighter, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, no!" And I was like, "No, you are a modern day freedom fighter," and so yeah, she's going to share ways to peacefully protest the things that you should and should not do, but also and channel a little MLK, but she'll also share some ways that people who can't be at the protests can still be involved, should that be a thing that they wish to do in order to shine their light. So it's going to be a really interesting and well-rounded event, I think, allowing people to take a breath and re-energize themselves.
And heal.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking maybe in, at some point we'll maybe put that up for people to experience it if they didn't get to come to the actual event, so keep an eye out.
So glad you called me on Tuesday morning with that. When I was in the bathroom, I had lined one eye. Put you on speaker so I can get the other one. I'm distracted easily, and if I don't do it, you're like, why do I have the... Oh. So glad you called me on Tuesday with that.
I know. And it literally just fell into place perfectly.
Really good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Exciting stuff.
It is. So should we do oracle cards?
Yes, we should.
Okay. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do Michelle's card first because she asked me to pull an archangel card for her. So she got leadership, ironically. Not ironic at all. Leadership, Archangel Gabriel. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. Embrace your power in a loving way and use it for the greater good. I'll guide your actions so they inspire and motivate others. I'll also replace any self doubt about your qualifications with an increased desire to serve, help, and teach. When your focus is more on how may I serve, then you won't worry about what others may think of you. Focus upon your strengths, the many lessons you've learned, and how good it feels to be a living example of following one's divine guidance. Working with Archangel Michael. Not Michael, Gabriel. Gabriel's name means God is my strength, and this phrase describes you as well. Regardless of your background, you have God's strength pouring through you at all times. Gabriel can help you fearlessly tap into this power, and she'll reassure you that it's safe for you to be powerful and protect you in all ways. Gabriel's aura is a copper like her trumpet, and when you wear the crystal citrine and the precious metal copper, you readily connect to her energy.
I didn't know that with the the crystal and the metal.
Yeah.
Steph, I heard a chuckle.
Just because from what I know of Michelle, I would say she empowers this. I would not say that she we all probably waver when we're in our own private of our house, right? But she comes across like, she's there to help people and teach people, and and she is a leader, and yeah. So I kind of chuckled, but then it hit me. I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe she just needs to talk to Gabriel. I don't know. There's got to be some wisdom in there. I'm not sure. But how did it feel for you?
Yeah, definitely. I got the goosebumps, and yeah, I'm going to need you to send that to me as a reminder. So good. And it speaks to me at where I am in life and in transition. And I think as women, we're always in some form of transition. And just it really resonates that I am here to serve others. And I do have a lot of wisdom, and it's a great reminder to step into that, to share it from my perspective, and, also to honor other women as they're sharing from their perspective, because we're all in a different place and we're all moving to the higher place.
Yeah. Oh, beautifully said.
That's awesome.
Beautifully said.
Why don't you go, Wendy?
Okay. So I've pulled this card before, so I didn't have a reaction this time. I pulled the Hermit. Retreat and recharge. And that's all I needed to read to go, oh yeah, that's my card. Because this week for me has been abundant. Full calendar, lots of things happening. And so we'll see what this card says. Oh yeah. Take time to rest and recuperate in order to continue your growth. Benefit from the information that will come directly from your heart space. This is so on point because yesterday I was feeling very abundant at the end of the day and tired, and but then I thought to myself, no, hang on a minute. Look at your calendar, Wendy, for next week. You got a lot of white space. Give yourself grace with this week. Celebrate everything that you've done and you've been, and right, and then just know that next week is coming. That's your time to breathe and take care of yourself. So this says the Hermit card is one of solitude and meditation. It represents your capacity to go within and arrive at the cave of your heart. Many of the answers to your problems lie within. And if you don't take the time to connect with yourself and feel comfortable alone, you won't be able to hear the messages that are rising up inside you. The cross-legged meditation position of the cave dwelling, I'm going to mispronounce this, sadhu, on the card. By the way, I'm sitting cross-legged. is an invitation to harness the power of your meditation practice. The Sri Lanka symbol behind him, oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Represents the union of masculine and feminine energies, hence support from Mother, Father, God. On point.
Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah.
So good. If I may add, it reminds me. So one of the things that we do are retreats for women, called Piss Off Perfect. And then we also do a coach's retreat, though it's like whenever we go to something so amazing, so it's coming to completion, the women are always like, oh no, right? Like,
right.
Oh no. And what's going to happen? How am I going to handle the real world? And just reminding that the retreat is not a location or a physical place we go, it's a spiritual place. And we can retreat in that anytime we want, to the place within us of peace, of serenity. I love that.
I love that too. That's great.
That's beautiful. Yes, that's a lovely reminder. Thank you.
It is.
I love that.
You good?
Steph, right. You want to read your card?
Yes. I'm very excited to read it. The Grail Bearer.
The Grail Bearer. Okay.
I don't know.
It's going to be good.
Spiritual nourishment. All through the medieval Grail legends, although the medieval Grail legends are usually presented as centered around the heroic quest, women are central to the Grail's mythology. They are the bearers of the Grail and its messengers. Like all the cups and the cauldrons in the old Celtic texts and stories, what's contained in the Grail and offered by the Grail bearer is the creative, regenerative, and essence of the other world, which animates the land. And so the quest for the Grail and the giver and sustainer of life is the quest to respect and restore the animal mundi, the soul of the world. The Grail Bearer card reminds us that all life is sacred and that all life is a precious gift. We didn't come to this world to be alone, but to be part of a community of humans and other than humans. And other than humans. I like that.
Other than humans. Oh, I love that.
Fully entangled in the web of life on this beautiful animated earth. All of this life that we're part of wants to be in relationship with us. If only we can learn how to listen and to see, we can come to understand that every bird wants to sing to us, every flower wants to open for us, and the Grail Bearer encourages us to understand that we're part of an animate world, to feel the sacred heartbeat of life all around us, which nourishes us and supports us if only we choose to let it in. And that's pretty awesome. I feel like I do that a lot. Like actually, I just took the Root Zillions test for Remy's book.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Remy Chakraborty's book, and my second or third strength is that I enjoy looking at the world and taking it in, and that's sort of like the beauty and the everything. So I thought that was really interesting. And yeah, I mean, I think it just reminds us that when we do that, yeah, it is spiritual nourishment, being connected to everything. And I think a lot of what I do also tries to encourage people to find some degree of nourishment, whether it's in community or just connection or, like the podcast and all the things. So yeah, it's a pretty cool card.
And the bird singing. I have noticed, right? just looking out the window, and there's
Yes.
right underneath our kitchen window, and I can hear, even the window's closed, obviously, I can hear the birds singing and chirping, and that just, I'm like, oh, that's gorgeous. Like it makes me happy.
Yeah,
Things like
exactly.
that.
I love that, right? That
Mhm.
every bird wants to sing for you and
Yes.
every flower wants to open or bloom for you.
Yep.
Yeah. That's how I treat my garden every
Yeah.
day I come out to see what it's doing, and I'm just like, yes. You know? Yeah.
Stephanie, have you considered that line, sharing that today in the leading into the light? Because I think it's a powerful powerful notion to put out there, that is the truth.
Yeah.
The birds want to sing for you. The flowers want to open for you. That is the universal truth. That's God's love at work.
Yeah.
And the reminder
Yeah.
of God's presence,
Yes.
that she created all of this for us because we too were created and bring beauty.
Danielle Gaudette is an emotional healing and integration guide who works with sensitive, soulful individuals who are ready to relate to their emotions with more compassionate awareness. She's offering a free 2-part video experience called Healing Your Relationship with Yourself, because she believes that self-relationship is the foundation of all wellness.
Inside these videos, she explores what emotional healing now means to her after 25 years of inner work and guides you through an emotional integration meditation to help you come back to into a loving connection with yourself. And yeah.
So now I feel like it's a good time to introduce our guest today. I know, all the chills, all the goosebumps. So we at Smiling Soul, Stephanie and I, are so happy to introduce our guest to you today. Michelle Fournier is the ultimate possibilitarian. I love that. She is a master mindset and life coach, a master practitioner of NLP and hypnotherapy, and a stand-up comedian. Michelle uses her life experiences to include 24 years as an Army nurse who jumped out of perfectly good airplanes to inspire women to feel their authentic badass and live a life by their design. Michelle is known for her candid, uncanny ability to truly see you. She guides high-achieving women who feel unfulfilled and crave change, but lack direction to live authentically on purpose without apology or explanation. Michelle leads luxury piss-off perfect retreats for women. I love that. Her latest book, wow, a book of evidence and strategies for your sensational success, is available on Amazon. Michelle lives with her husband and loves to play golf in tropical settings. Her favorite birthday cake is white Oreo cookies. A bit about our business. Jessica and I are master coaches with decades of training and experience helping women make significant breakthroughs in their life through NLP, mental and emotional release, and hypnotherapy, intuitive coaching, retreats, and workshops. We are wildly and boldly committed to help women discover new possibilities, step into their personal power, and live life on and in purpose. We walk our talk. Oh my goodness. So, Michelle, welcome to Smiling Souls.
Thank you. I'm so blessed and honored to be here.
Yeah.
Likewise, we're blessed and honored that you are here.
We're so happy to have you. And I had to snicker at you jumped out of perfectly good airplanes, because that is a phrase that was said in our house all the time. My dad was an Army pilot and helicopter pilot for his whole life. And he would always be like, I don't understand those people that jump out of perfectly good aircraft.
He would land with the aircraft.
Yes, always. Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's really interesting. I did that many, many years ago. ultimately to prove I was enough.
Wow.
And turns out I figured out many years later that I was actually one of the first women to go through the Army Airborne School.
Wow.
And the truth is, so I've done a lot of things in my life because of cute guys. And I had joined Army ROTC because of a cute guy named Kevin. And even though my dad was in the Army, I really had no clue. I am proof that God protects the innocent and naive. I had no clue that ROTC meant that was the pathway to the Army.
Yep.
And there was every summer during college, there were slots that were available for students in ROTC to go to airborne school. And the year before, the only other woman that was in my small group went and washed out. And so the colonel decided he's going to have tryouts. So I went to try out just to prove I could do it. But I had no clue what it was. I didn't know that airborne school or jump school meant jumping out of airplanes. And I made the cut and I got to jump school and we're sitting at attention in the bleachers on the first day while they're doing a demo of what we're going to be doing for the next 3 weeks. And all of a sudden this airplane flies over and these soldiers jump out and then the parachutes expand. And I went to Purdue University at the time, and the woman sitting next to me was from Indiana University. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking, and then I hit her on the side and I'm like, is that what we're doing? And she just looked at me, and well, we all had our school patches on our Army fatigues, right? And so she looked and she goes, Purdue, huh? You dumb shit. What did you think we were doing? No clue. And she and I became lifetime friends, and we were a couple of young girls, really.
Yeah.
Right? I think I was 18, 19, that made it through. We were one of 17 women that actually finished, and there were hundreds of men.
Wow.
And it was, it over the years, it's had so many reminders for me that one, it did so much for my confidence. And I learned that I don't have to know what or how something is to be able to do it. And that if I accept support and role model what people who are doing what I want to do are doing, that anything and everything is possible. And I was scared shitless the whole way through. And I did it. And all to get a badge that I could wear on my chest to prove I was a badass to other people. But I still didn't believe it in myself.
Yeah.
Well, so that brings the question up in my mind, Michelle. When did you know you were enough?
Oh, last year.
Okay.
Wow.
Right? I mean,
Follow up.
Yeah. So here's the deal. And, I guess a better way of saying what we do is I use neuroscience and soul-based transformation, right? The woo. And I think as humans on this spiritual journey, because we're all spiritual beings having a human experience, I think one of the human life experience is to discover that we are enough. And in that discovery, the only way to discover that is to question it. And so in the work that we do in helping women to really disconnect the limiting beliefs, a core limiting belief that we have in this experience is, I'm not enough. And the I'm not enough bubbles up in a lot of different flavors. I don't matter. I'm not lovable. I'm not seen. I'm not important. Whatever that flavor is. And it's remembering on a daily basis and reminding ourselves that we are enough. And the not enoughness comes from the comparison of ourselves to others.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's at the core root. We compare ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the irony is, going back to we were created in the image of the enoughness.
Mm-hmm.
And if we look around, right, looking at this room, we don't look the same. We aren't the same, and yet we are the same, and that we're brilliant, spiritual, unique, exquisite spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And when we compare ourselves to somebody else, what we're doing is comparing ourselves to someone who we're not, and then we think we should be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bullshit lie that we tell ourselves.
Yeah. And that it dims our light.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we cover up that light,
Mm-hmm.
that unique light that is ours. And the problem is that in this human experience, the humanness of our parents, of the adults who brought us up,
Mm-hmm.
didn't have that awareness, so we weren't taught that. And so one of the things that I like to remind women of is just because you think you didn't get what you wanted or needed, in fact, we got everything we were supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I didn't get that does not absolve me of the responsibility of discovering that today.
That's a write downable.
That's good. That did not come from me.
Can you say
that.
that last part again? Because I think that really needs to land.
Maybe. So just because I'll use an example. My father was a narcissistic, controlling Puerto Rican authoritative man.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, there's rules that good girls follow. And so he was also a player. And then my mother passed away at a very young age. When I was 10, she was 38. And I had the honor of having a bonus mother for about 40 or so years. I should probably go back and really calculate that. And my mother and my bonus mother did not stand up to my dad.
I see.
Right? And so, or didn't speak their truth, didn't ask for what they want, didn't require, demand it. And so these are the role models that I had in relationships.
Sure.
And my husband, same way. He had a very authoritative, also military father. Mother didn't, stand up, speak up, etc. So these are the roles that we inadvertently took on. Even though I said I'm never going to be like my dad, there are parts of me that were very much like my dad. And I assumed the role of submissive woman, even though I was a very powerful woman when my husband met me. But because he was authoritative, I immediately backed off and looked outside of myself for the right answers, which were his right answers, not my right answers.
Yeah.
And so we were on again, off again, and I was breaking up with him one more time. And he said to me, I told you I can't do relationships, right? Like, oh, here's my excuse card. And it occurred to me, you know what? Just because we didn't have healthy role models for relationships does not mean that we're not responsible for creating a healthy relationship.
Yes.
So just because we think we didn't get what we need, that does not absolve us of the responsibility and the accountability to create the healthy that we need or desire.
Yes. 100% bold, italic, underline, all the things. Right? So, Michelle, when you said you looked outside of yourself instead of looking inward. How does someone look inside themselves?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I really discovered the foundation of that over the last couple of years, and in one of the coaching certifications that I completed. And if there was one question that I would inspire and encourage women to ask themselves every day, and at every point where there is a crossroads, or a place where we're upset or we're feeling discouraged, it's to simply pause and ask the question, what would I love? What would I love?
Right.
Because the only answer to that is from the inside.
Yeah.
And we don't, that's the foundation of all the work that we do with women. We ask that question. And the majority of the time, the answer we get is first, I don't know.
Right.
Because many women have not been asked that.
Yep.
Right? And when I was asked that as a very young girl, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? There's what would I love? I said I wanted to be a teacher. Right? And that's why the card that you pulled, Stephanie, really resonated with me as well. And my dad said, no, you don't. You want to be a doctor. Right? So that this was my dad's view. So when you grow up and you get married and you have 4 kids and he leaves you, then you can take care of your kids.
Ooh.
Well, whose story was that? That was my dad's story.
Yep.
Right? My mom left him. He had 4 children. He had no clue what to do.
Okay.
And so he wanted to make sure I was protected. And the subtleties of that were that you don't have to depend on a man. So I figured out how to create wealth and make money. And I also made sure that I didn't depend on anybody in my relationships for many, many years, right? And so the opportunity is, what would I love? What would I love? And so women first tell us, I don't know. And then they give us a string of, I don't know, but here's what I don't want. Here's a list of all the things I don't want.
Right.
And so the good news in that is if you know what you don't want, then you do know what you want. You do know what you would love.
Yep.
And just every day ask that. Like if you're, whether you're in a discussion, an argument, a decision-making point, to just pause and breathe, and then to ask yourself, what would I love? And come from a place of the outcome and let go of the how.
Yes. Oh my gosh. 110%. Steph, you're shaking vehemently over here.
Yes. Yeah. I'm loving all of this. It's right on. I mean, you supporting women in that way and helping them embody who they're supposed to be or who they should, who they're truly meant to be. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. And Stephanie, I would even say it's not who you're supposed to be.
Yeah, because that's why I was like, who they are. It's
who you are. But you've covered up on this journey.
Yep.
And that journey starts generational, past lives. But in the first 0 to 7 years, that's an imprinting phase of us in this experience, human experience. And that's where everything that is poured into us from all the well-meaning humans in the world, we have no critical or discerning factor at that time. So we accept everything in as truth.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
And then it becomes ingrained and imprinted in our neurology. And so then it becomes automatic.
Yeah.
And so what we do is help women repattern that, right? To disconnect in your neurology what no longer serves you. Because what we experience as children, we have no control. We have no say-so, right? When I was growing up in my dad's world, it was his way or the highway. And I not jokingly say, I didn't have a driver's license, so it was his way, right? Because I couldn't get on the highway.
Yeah.
And so so I learned to quiet my voice. I learned to not listen to my intuition. I wasn't even consciously aware of intuition. And that's what I had to do to be safe. And not that I was abused, right? And I know that women that are listening to this have had that. But it's to protect ourselves and to stay safe, we quiet our voice or look outside of ourselves for the right answers. But they're the right answers for other people. And we never look at us for our right answers. And so I knew at 10 I wanted to be a teacher, but I didn't know it was going to look like this. Right? I thought I was going to be on a chalkboard. I love to write on the chalkboard, and we have a whiteboard at our retreats, and to wear dresses and high heels, because that was a sign of authority of a teacher when I was a little girl. You're the teachers, who were predominantly women, walking down the hallway to the classroom in heels. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. When you brought up that your desire was to be a teacher, I immediately thought, I'm like, well, she is a teacher. Totally what you're doing. And you mentioned your retreats, and I am curious about this. Tell us about your retreats. And I also feel like the next layer of that is, why did you start having the retreats?
Yeah, so I have a heart for women. Jessica, my business partner, and I both have a heart for women. I grew up in a man's world, though, right? My dad's world, I had 3 brothers. There were 5 boys that lived next doors. And then I ended up joining the Army, which was predominantly men, even though I was a nurse. And so I didn't really like women for a long time because I couldn't relate to them. I hadn't had, I didn't remember very much about my mom, although she was a nurse as well. And so I had completed my career in the military, 24 years, and then went on to work in the consulting world for another 10 years, working my way up the ranks. I'll do anything for a title. To include, right, there was a conversation years ago with my then boyfriend, right, that I wanted to be a girlfriend. And the coach I was working with at the time said, what? So if Leaf tells you, all right, you're my girlfriend, what does that give you that you don't have now? And I thought about it, and I'm like, a title. I belong, right? And so I had just retired yet again from the corporate arena and went to Cabo to relax, to refresh, to figure out what were my next steps. And I was looking for what is the title of my next speaking engagement. And Jessica was like, hey, she texted me, if I knock on your door, will you let me in? And I was new in that relationship. And I was like, wants to share my hotel room, like, oh my God, right? And so we're sitting at the pool one day drinking Cadillac margaritas. And I decided, right, a place of inspiration, letting go of the control. And I said, I want to do a retreat for women called Piss Off Perfect, because I'm tired of being perfect. I've done everything perfectly. I checked all the boxes. I did all the things. And I'm still not enough. Right?
Yeah.
And so these are luxury retreats that we do in Copper Mountain in Colorado, we rent high-end luxury Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
We max it out at 10 women.
Mm-hmm.
We have a chef who also does Reiki, so there's woo-woo in the food.
Oh, wow.
We have
Oh,
a sound bowl healer. We have a woman that does yoga. And so we bring up 3 women. There's 5 of us.
Yeah.
So that it's like a 2-to-1 ratio.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
And
wow.
we pour into the women. When you come to this retreat or a coach's retreat, the minute you show up at the door,
Yeah.
there's nothing for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we take your luggage, we carry it to the room, we pamper you.
Mm-hmm.
When you register for the retreat, we ask you what is it that you like to drink, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, and that will be provided for you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to help with the dishes, you don't get to clear the table, you don't get to help cook. It's all provided to you. You are so poured into and loved on that by the time you leave, you can't help but love yourself.
That's cool.
And the women leave looking 10 to 20 years younger than when they come in.
Mm-hmm.
And you create community. We provide a safe place. We do woo. We set an energetic grid in the house.
Mm-hmm.
We do release work. And you get to be. You get to be who you are. You get to be seen for who you are. And there's nothing to prove. You're accepted for who you are. Bras are optional. You can dress comfortably.
Okay.
And we're in this house in a safe space
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
away from the chaos of the world.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I love that.
Oh my gosh. I want to know what a Cadillac margarita is.
It's a margarita with something else in it.
Okay.
I don't know. You'll have to Google that.
That's hilarious.
I love this retreat. And as you're talking, I'm like, where do I sign up? Where do I sign up and how long is the retreat? Like how many days?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the retreat starts on Thursday evening. So we have women who think they can only take 1 or 2 days off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the rules that we help women break is just because you have PTO or don't have PTO, what does that matter? Take the day off for you, right? So Thursday, and then we have many women who fly in, so you can fly in on Thursday, connect with other women, drive up.
Mm-hmm.
And so we start at 7:00. And then Sunday, we finish at 2 p.m. So it's essentially Thursday, Friday, 3 nights, 4 days.
Okay.
3 days, right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then on our website, www.presariogroup.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's okay.
So our next retreat is a coach's retreat, or if you're an entrepreneur and you have a team,
Mm-hmm.
right, it's leading that team because you're coaching that team. And so while it's focused on business, we also do release work
Mm-hmm.
and woo-woo because you got to release your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really.
Money is energy.
Uh-huh.
We attract who we are, not what we want. So if you're struggling in getting clients for your business, it's because of whatever you're bringing with you, the baggage that you're bringing with you that is getting in your way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is April 23rd to the 26th.
Oh, good. So that's coming up. Another question that you brought up. So you had said, Michelle, that the women leave looking 10 to 20 years younger. Do you take a before picture like when they arrive and then an after when they leave?
You know, we do have before pictures.
I love that.
And for the coaches retreat, we're really excited because included in the package, we have a woman, Candace Smith, who is local to Colorado, who will be doing individual customized branding and professional photography packages for each of the women.
Oh.
And so we'll help you if you're not really sure what your message is or what your brand is. We'll help you get really clear on your message before you leave. Yeah.
Nice. That is so good. Awesome. And do you want to tell us about your book too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to. So my book, right, is the Wow book. And it is, as you said at the beginning, it's a book. There is a journal part in it. This was something that I'd wanted to do for many years. And again, I didn't know how. I'd started writing it the formal way, the dry way, and that's not who I am. Like, I have energy, I have passion, a sense of humor. And so I found this incredible man, my book doula, and the opportunity here, one thing that evolved was there is a section in the beginning about feelings, because we don't feel. And I'll say that collectively as women, we get numb. If we ask them, one of the things that we do in our coaching, when women say, you know, when they talk about something they accomplished or they finally spoke their truth, and we ask them, how do you feel? They'll say, it feels good. Well, there is no it. So I feel what? Good is not a feeling. And so I feel expressed. I feel expansive. I feel free. I feel confident. And so, talking about looking outside of ourselves, the premise of what I call the wow process is to come up, and I actually use my jump school experience as one of the examples, is what is a success or an accomplishment I have in my life. And so it was like, I got my airborne wings. I jumped out of good airplanes, perfectly good airplanes, 5 times. So then the next question is, what did you draw forth from yourself that you created that? Right? And so all kinds of things. One of the things that if any woman who's listening to this looks at an accomplishment, 9 times out of 10, that accomplishment started with a decision. So I made a decision. I was going to jump school. And I showed up. I did what they told me to do. Right? And I accepted support, another thing that women have a hard time doing because they think that's a sign of weakness. So what did you draw forth from yourself? I drew forth from myself courage, grit, right? And then how did you feel? So I felt confident, I felt proud, I felt accomplished, I felt on top of the world, I felt alive. And so the opportunity here is a couple of things, and I'm getting goosebumps as I'm thinking about this. One, we all have a strategy. So then when I started my business, right, and I started writing about that, and then what did you draw forth from yourself? It was the same things, and I almost didn't put that in the book, and then it occurred to me, Michelle, this is the point of what you're saying here. It's the same strategy works in business, in my relationships, right? And then the feelings are going to be different, but the bottom line is the secret of the neuroscience is that our unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination.
Bingo.
So then if we bring to mind, see what you see, feel what you feel, hear what you hear, all of this, right? I can take myself back into jump school, being afraid, and then jumping out, and then floating down and seeing the beauty of the world from a perspective I've never done before. And you don't have to do this just out of airplanes. We do this in our relationships and our businesses if we're willing. And so this becomes a strategy for your sensational success in life.
That's fantastic.
And you get to define success, what that means to you, not to your mom, not to your dad, not to your partner.
Oh, Michelle, this is gorgeous.
Wendy, I'm going to love you forever.
Oh, right back at you, sister.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you can get my book on Amazon, or you can go to my website and order it there, and I'll send you a copy and autograph it for you.
Oh my goodness.
I love that. I love that. Awesome. Thank you so much for being our guest today. Is there anything else you want to share or tell the audience?
I would, yes. Here's what I want the women that are listening to this to hear. And, talking about leaning in at the beginning, right? And the way that I love to say it is, listen up, buttercup. There is nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You don't need fixing.
Yep.
Right? Be you.
Yep.
Be you. And surround yourself only with the people that are going to love you as you are and see you as the brilliant, magnificent, special, required being that you are. And every single one of you, and I'm speaking to myself as well, you are needed in this world. You are necessary and you are required. Show up for you.
Show up for you. Oh my gosh. I got to send up some
right?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you again for being our guest. It was a great conversation.
Yeah. And if you
My honor.
If you like this conversation, subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it helps us to shine our light so you can shine your light.
Yeah. All right. See you next time.